A very good afternoon, Team Zimbabwe. Maswera say. This is 21 October 2023. And President Nelson Chamisa said something very important. He says, we knew about all oppressors' plots and schemes way ahead of time. They will not succeed. They are only quickening their exit and demise. A very, very, very important message here. And we really need to take a look onto this message, understand it in terms of its context, so that we know what is happening. So if you take a look on how Nelson Chamisa structured his Triple C party and how he worked, he campaigned, and he didn't bother to force those who were not willing to be part of the campaign team. He did it all himself, together with the willing candidates and the willing champions. It's something very difficult to do. President Mnangagwa, VP Chiwenga, VP Muhadi, they were working very three, umwe nomwe direction yake. But President Nelson Chamisa was doing this 3 rallies a day, 4 rallies a day, at least 2 rallies a day. That was overworking. And, he put strategies which were clear. Their comrades, if we go to how the candidate selection process happened, there are people who knew that no matter what, they were going to be MPs. But not because they have the will from the people, but because they are imposed by the party. This time around, he said, indoda yazibonela umwe nomwe ngaatambe yake, pedzeranai ikoko kwamuri ikoko, chandiri kuda kungozopiwa awina. That is what happened. And that made a lot of people angry, because those without support base from their areas of origin, they lost. Those who were not working, waiting for the party to and President Nelson Chamisa to just give them positions, they lost. And right now, they are pointing fingers on others. So let us take a look some comments, because there are certain comments here. Their end will be paying for my president, Zisopamroy, until we win Zimbabwe for everyone. But president, what will stop them from succeeding? Surely prayer alone, the Bible verses will not stop them. The recalls were done illegally. We prayed about verses came. MPs were kicked out of parliament. We prayed. Now, did proclaimed we are praying. Mapipi is misleading himself. President also Chamisa is using the best language to understand for the people of Zimbabwe, for an ordinary man. When you tweet about verses, it doesn't mean that is not acting. It doesn't mean that is not working. It doesn't mean that is not planning. He's working. If President Nelson Chamisa was relying on verses only without action, the regime was not going to panic. But the reason why the regime is panicking is because they know for sure that President Nelson Chamisa is highly protected by the Almighty. Point number 1. Point number 2, they know for certain that President Nelson Chamisa is working something very important. So they are upset. So the issue here is very interesting. When you create a system, that system is very difficult to uproot. It's difficult to remove, even if somebody comes in. It takes years for that system to be self-destruction, where the roots start to rot. And when the roots are rotting, the tree dies or the tree withers. And you start to see anything attacking the tree and winning. You start to see insects attacking that tree and finally you see that tree rotten. So that is what is happening. ZANU-PF right now, the system, the roots have dried up, and they are now quickening the withering of the tree itself. That is what is happening. All what is happening, they know for sure that they are going. Unozati munhu kana akuenda anozvinzwa kuti haanda akuenda ende anenge achida kuramba akabatirira zvikanzi discuss his exit package peacefully please, we don't want any bloodshed on our soil, not anymore. Zvikanzi amen, let it be so, I pray. Zvikanzi I still believe in your leadership. Zvikanzi the same way you knew about the election rigging and assured people it won't happen, but here we are. The truth is, you ain't going to do anything, but we are not ready for this conversation as the opposition. This is Limuna, another misleading individual, misleading himself or herself. Triple C did well in terms of opposing or exposing ZANU-PF rigging mechanisms and tactics. And everybody knows that the result which was announced cannot be traced. The result which was announced is not credible, is not truthful. So if everybody knows about that, was the rigging successful? No, it wasn't successful. What is the problem? The problem is a transition and accepting that I have lost this election, let me hand over power to the person who won. That is the problem. The problem is not about election rigging. The problem is about refusing to acknowledge that you have lost. The problem is about announcing 9 when you have 6. You clearly see that I have 6 and you say I have 9. That is the problem we have. So how do we resolve that? We resolve by roping in other methods and other avenues. That is what President Chamisa is doing. So for those who do not believe in his leadership, you have to believe one day. So I think I need to bring something very important for the people of Zimbabwe to understand and to know that God is not quiet. God loves Zimbabwe. God is working something on Zimbabwe. And definitely something very important will have to happen to the nation of Zimbabwe. So at this moment, it's hard to convince us kuti iwe Chamisa, you are not a CIO project. You are using us. This is somebody arikutoshandisawo hake chidzoi cheaccount saying so to President Chamisa. President Chamisa has gone through a lot. As an individual, has been fought left, right, and center, but he remained resolute, he remained steadfast, and remain committed to the struggle. Vamwe vese vakatengesa struggle, but he's the only man standing by the truth and telling the truth. So it is what it is in Zimbabwe. Change is coming. Amen asingatendi, but change is coming.